Hey guys, I'm back with another week of food log. So it's still July 2025, and I'm going to read the week of July 7th, 2025. Okay? July 7th, 2025, Monday. 8:30 a.m., leftover coffee with half and half. 11 a.m., grilled pepper jack on olive oil toasted sourdough, made at home. 3 p.m., a small bag of hot Cheetos, a yuzu vanilla cream sandwich cookie, and cherries. 6:30 p.m. Cavatelli and pork ragu with oregano, Calabrian chilies, basil, and olive oil toasted sourdough with garlic goat cheese made at home. 7:30 p.m. Bluebell cookie two-step ice cream. So usually I'll go into the office on Monday. I didn't go into the office on Monday because there was a flood. The entirety of Chapel Hill basically was underwater. A lot of damage, a lot of destruction. The office wasn't actually flooded, but the power was out, so nobody could use the office. And I don't even know if you could have swiped into the building because the power was out. So yeah, I stayed home that day. And the mall has still not recovered, which has really harmed the community. And there were a few neighborhoods that were almost completely underwater, and people's houses were destroyed. So it was a little bit overshadowed by the Texas floods, where sure, a lot more people died, but there were over 60, maybe over 80 water rescues in this Chapel Hill, Durham area flood. I mean, it was a major flooding event that did not allow me to travel to my office that day. So I got to stay home and make pork ragu. Our tomatoes are coming in, so try to use those up, and had some cavatelli. What's that brand? Frankie's. They have an olive oil line. They have some pasta, and it's based in this place in Brooklyn. It's rather expensive. I actually got a bag of pasta from them, and it completely incinerated itself when I poured it into boiling water. So I'm a little paranoid about buying their pasta, but I've since bought a couple bags that were fine. I don't know what it was about that one bag, but I will say that I grated some garlic into some goat cheese, mixed it up, and then took it out about an hour before I wanted to serve it, so it was spreadable. Spreaded it on some olive oil toasted sourdough. It's delightful. And that's, all our garlic just came in too, so that garlic was super fresh and sharp. Bluebell cookie two-step. I don't know if you've had it, but it's cookie dough and cookies and cream in one ice cream. It's pretty spectacular. Okay, July 8th, 2025. It's Tuesday. 9 a.m. Brooklyn Lab coffee with half and half, made at home. 10:30 a.m. Seeded crackers with garlic goat cheese. 1 p.m. Leftover pasta. 4 p.m. A scoop of Bluebell cookie two-step ice cream. 6 p.m. Leftover pork ragu with cavatelli, basil and parmesan made at home, and half a bottle of Dos Equis. All right, so, anything exciting here? Not really. Sometimes I need to eat something sweet around 3 or 4, and I think that's okay. I think that's an appropriate tea time, an appropriate tiramisu hour, and, I can substitute that with ice cream and feel like I can get away with it. I think when I was younger, I remember my grandmother saying that in the summer, when it was too hot, and she was at work, she worked as a radiologist, and she wanted to go out for lunch, she'd go through the McDonald's drive-thru and get a sundae or a cone for her lunch, and she thought that was appropriate in the summer. So It's summer. It's July, which is the hottest month here. I mean, I grew up in the Northeast, and August was always known as the hottest month. But down here, it's technically July. So I think it's okay to eat ice cream in the day. I gotta say, Dos Equis is garbage. I don't know. It tasted like it was expired. Tasted skunky. Would not recommend. Sorry if you love it. July 9th, 2025, Wednesday. 6:30 a.m. Leftover coffee with half and half and a bowl of bran flakes with milk. 10 a.m. A cup of coffee with half and half and leftover tofu and vegetables and brown sauce over rice at UNC Press. 1 p.m. A strawberry grain bar. 4 p.m. A small glass of iced black tea made at home. 6 p.m. Frozen chicken Alfredo pizza and romaine with Parmesan and creamy Caesar dressing made at home. Okay. So let me backtrack about my Dos Equis comment because maybe that was a little rude. I love a Pilsner, a lager, especially a Mexican lager, really crisp. And, a Miller High Life is delightful. That dry, crisp lager. Something about Dos Equis, it wasn't carbonated enough. Maybe it was a bad batch. It was a little bitter. It wasn't carbonated enough. It kind of reminded me of, I think it's Stella. Which I don't care for. Anyway, wish it would have been a Modelo with lime. That would have been a delight. So back to this Wednesday, this day in the office. Again, I ate my lunch at 10 in the morning. What are you going to do? And 1 p.m. I ate a strawberry grain bar. And when I say strawberry grain bar, I mean an off-grain Nutri-Grain bar that is from Whole Foods. Those Nutri-Grain bars that taste like a pillow when you bite into them. I mean, I dream about eating them. The texture is wonderful. And then I got home and made frozen pizza. What's the brand? What is it called? Bella Trattoria or something? Sometimes they're on sale for $5 and I'll buy some. But they have a frozen chicken garlic Alfredo. For a frozen pizza, it's not bad. I don't know why I didn't eat ice cream that night. Okay, July 10th, 2025. It's a Thursday. 8 a.m. Brooklyn Lab coffee with half and half made at home and leftover frozen pizza and salad. 12 p.m. A bag of Chester's Carolina BBQ flavored hot fries. 2:30 p.m. Bluebell cookie two-step ice cream. 6 p.m. Fried rice with scrambled egg, pork, peas, carrots, onion, and garlic made at home. Wow. Okay, so rough day. I was eating leftover frozen pizza for breakfast, and then I ate an entire full-size bag of Chester's Carolina BBQ flavored hot fries. I'd never had them before. It was an impulse buy from Food Lion. They're releasing some strange flavors now. I think I've tried their chili cheese flavored hot fries, which I wouldn't buy again. This Carolina BBQ flavor, I guess it was so good I could not stop eating them. They were kind of mustardy, vinegary, with some spice. Everything tasted weird for the rest of the day after I ate that whole bag. They were good. I don't know if I would buy them again. They kind of reminded me of the Doritos hot mustard flavor that they had earlier this year. I don't know if anybody tried that. It reminded me of the mustard packets that you get with Chinese takeout, where it's like a little bit too spicy. Yeah. I love Chester's fries. I love that texture. Their hot fries are good, and the ranch fries that they have are really good. Carolina BBQ. Maybe in a smaller bag, I would buy it. Not a full size. Not a full-size bag. I think no matter what flavor of Chester's I get, no matter what size bag, I will eat the entire thing. I think it's a textural thing. I cannot stop. And again, I had a little bowl of Bluebell Cookie Two-Step ice cream at 2:30 p.m., like a true freak. And, I think my mentality is I'm eating ice cream right before bed. And then I kind of wake up feeling like I've had a beer. And it's that sugar that I'm not working off and going to bed. So it's in the same way if I drink a beer at lunch, I don't feel hungover the next day. If I eat the ice cream at lunch, I don't feel weird the next day either because my body has time to process it. I think that's what I'm going for, and that's how I'm justifying my daytime ice cream eating. July 11th, 2025, it's Friday. 8:30 a.m., leftover coffee with half and half. 12 p.m., a BLT and cheese curds from Cookout in Oxford, North Carolina. 3 p.m., a small bowl of Bluebell Cookie Two-Step ice cream. 6 p.m., tonkatsu with cabbage and jalapeno slaw, bulldog sauce, and leftover fried rice made at home, and half a bottle of Miller High Life. Let me just tell you something about ordering cheese curds at Cookout. What I like to do is so when you order a Cookout, if you don't know, you order a tray. Well, that's the best deal, to order a tray. So you get to pick a main and 2 sides. And there are a lot of different endless combos you can do, and it's kind of nuts. It's overwhelming. You have to study the menu before you drive up. And really the only side that I want is the cheese curds. So I'll say double cheese curds. Here's why you don't want to do that. When you say double cheese curds, they don't actually double the cheese curds, at least in my area. You want to say cheese curds and something else, because you could say triple cheese curds and pay extra and they still won't actually triple it. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not actually doubling it. So order cheese curds and then something else. So today, I ordered cheese curds and a bacon ranch wrap as my sides. And they gave me more cheese curds for my single order of cheese curds than I've gotten the last time, that I'm referencing on this Thursday, when I ordered double cheese curds. So don't do it. They're scamming you. All right. I made some tonkatsu. I make a lot of katsu. Went to Sam's Club in June and got a giant pork loin and cut it up into individual steaks, if you will, and I've been making tonkatsu out of them with cabbage and jalapeno slaw. I mean, we can barely use our fridge because it's full of cabbage. We harvested all our cabbage before the heat wave hit so they wouldn't bolt, and now it's nice that they keep, but I almost wish they would rot because we have too many. We're growing jalapenos, so I had to throw some of those in there. I got bulldog sauce. I was making bulldog sauce, but I ended up buying some Japanese bulldog sauce to go with the tonkatsu because I'm trying to find a good deal. I'm trying to find the best deal on coconut milk. What's the brown can? It starts with a CH. Does it matter? I just want a good deal on quality coconut milk. And I don't want to buy like the Stop and Shop brand that's water. So, and yeah, I could stop at a store when I'm in Chapel Hill, but it's out of my way. And, I have to drive an hour to get Asian groceries usually. So I was like, let me try and order it online. The best deal I could find is H Mart had a deal for $2 a can, which felt like a good deal. So I ordered some And I was like, if I'm going to order from H Mart online, I might as well get some other things. I needed some soy sauce. I got some ramen. I got some Japanese chili crisp. Got some Kewpie mayonnaise on sale. They just had such good prices on H Mart's website that I was like, I could go drive an hour to go pick this all up, or I could order this. I mean, it was just impressive. So got some bulldog sauce. It was okay. I mean, I think you can make it just as fine at home with ketchup and what have you. But that was that. Okay. July 12th, 2025. It's Saturday. 8:30 a.m. Broken Lab coffee with half and half made at home and a handful of blueberries. 11:30 a.m. Coffee with half and half, 2 over easy eggs, bacon, breakfast sausage, hash browns, pepper sauce, Heinz 57 sauce, and pancakes with butter and maple syrup at McLean's in Zebulon, North Carolina. 4 p.m. Fried shrimp, hush puppies, macaroni and cheese, and corn sticks at Johnny's Barbecue in Lewisburg, North Carolina. 6 p.m. Half a bottle of Miller High Life and a small bowl of Bluebell cookie two-step ice cream. Okay, so this was a day. Handful of blueberries. Brian, works at a farm and has blueberries coming in, so we had some of those. They're great. And he insisted that we drive an hour away to Zebulon, North Carolina, and eat at this place called McLean's. It was our second time going there. It's something I've noticed about living in the South is there aren't diners down here in the way that I am used to having access to growing up in the North. So this is sort of like their answer to the diner. It's a family restaurant. With a menu that is atrociously long in the way that a diner menu would be, and the options don't necessarily make sense. The first time we went, Brian got a patty melt that was wonderful. We got an assortment of fried things. I ended up getting buffalo shrimp that were so bad, and that was a really big mistake. But we liked it enough. We had enough enjoyment there that we decided to come back for breakfast, and that was a good decision. Let's see. It's a huge place packed with old family photos and tobacco farm memorabilia. And what I really like about it is they have like the 90s style dessert tray with an example of each dessert that they have, and they leave it out. And then they have like a cake, those cake carousels and the cake displays where you can see all the individual slices of cake. And I actually did order a slice of cake last time that was terrible, but I really like that they probably overmixed the batter, and the cake itself was rubbery, and the frosting or the icing felt like it was cut with oil or some like really non-flavored fat that kind of came through as a flavor, even though it was no flavor. Anyway, the breakfast was good. It was my first time trying Heinz 57 sauce, which was pretty good. I had it over some of the hash browns. I ended up giving half of my pancakes and half of my hash browns to Brian. It was a huge breakfast. We ordered like the McLean's special, which was huge. And the pepper sauce, I don't know if you've seen them, but it's that Texas Pete bottle with little tiny pepperoncini in it filled with vinegar. You can't actually take the peppers out, but you can refill it with vinegar, and there's like a spicy vinegar. It was nice. And we were going to go home after that, but we drove around Zebulon and I saw an estate sale. So we pulled over and we ended up hanging out with this family for like an hour and a half and bought some chairs off of them. Some really beautiful chairs from the 70s. It's sort of an ornate floral and bird colonial-esque type pattern, but modernized, and it's sort of a velvety fabric, which I need because I have cats. And in my experience, that velvety material, the cats can claw it, but they can release their claws from it without tearing it, without visible tears. And that's really what I need. So I think it'll be perfect. But yeah, it was, a pair of sisters and one of their husbands, and they're selling things out of their parents' house in Zebulon. And they had some really nice mid-century modern furniture that they're trying to keep together as a set, and we didn't want to break it up. But I have all 3 of their phone numbers, and I'm sure they're dying for me to call them and take that set off their hands, but I'm still thinking about it. It's small. It's like for a double bed, and if anything, I need to upgrade to a king because my cats need to sleep next to me on a pillow like a person, and my bed isn't big enough. Okay. So after the estate sale, I don't know what prompted us to drive to Spring Hope. I guess we just happened to be driving through, and we stopped at an antique store we could have spent all day there. What's it called? Antiques and Art Market or something like that in Spring Hope. And it's 3 floors of just really old, true antiques, expensive antiques, but got a few things there that were affordable, and like a really, really nice pillow and a piece of art. And yeah, that was great. And on our way home, we drove through Lewisburg, North Carolina, and stopped at Johnny's BBQ. Fridays and Saturdays they do fish and shrimp, and Brian got a plate, and I sort of ate off of it, but I was just not hungry from that giant breakfast. Johnny's BBQ, it's one of those places I've learned is like, I don't know if it's true Carolina barbecue, but there seem to be a lot of these restaurants where it's fried foods and it's all sort of the same, and they all have the same type of hush puppies and like a pulled pork and fried chicken, macaroni and cheese that's sort of Velveeta-y, and very similar to the Smithfield chicken chain style, and corn sticks, which I'd never had before until I moved down here, but they're like a long rectangular hush puppy that is less sweet. And yeah, we used to go there last summer a bit to get their fried fish and shrimp. It's okay. It's that tiny shrimp, super curled up. And so I picked off of Brian's plate, but he had, I didn't write it down, but he ate fried chicken as well. And I went home and had just a half a bottle of Miller High Life after being in the heat all day, and some ice cream. Okay, July 13th, 2025. It's a Sunday. 8 a.m., Brooklyn Lab coffee with half and half, made at home. 12 p.m., fried okra, made at home with leftover McDonald's creamy chili sauce. 1:30 p.m., a quesadilla with pepper jack cheese, made at home, and a few spoonfuls of Bluebell cookie two-step ice cream. 5 p.m., peanut M&Ms. All right, so Brian worked out in the field all morning and brought home some vegetables, so I fried up the okra and in like a cornmeal batter with milk and egg, and I had some leftover creamy chili sauce from McDonald's that we use for it. And we had like 6 tiny quesadillas left in the fridge, so I made a few. Did I say quesadillas? We had 6 tortillas left in the fridge, so I made some quesadillas, a few spoonfuls of Bluebell ice cream. Yeah, I was just eating the remnants, shared the remnants of a carton with Brian, and God, I saw something. I was so influenced by the hint or the the word M or the letter M hearing, I was just like, I need to get some peanut M&Ms. I think Brian went to get Coke Zero from Walmart and I made him bring home peanut M&Ms. And yeah, I think I had quite a few sips of Coke Zero that weekend, which are just so refreshing. But that was it. That was that week. And I appreciate you listening. Goodbye.